Hi, my name's Partridge and I'm the co-founder and chair of CDKL5 UK. CDKL5 deficiency disorder is a rare genetic epilepsy. It manifests in the first few weeks to first few months of life, and children who are diagnosed with CDKL5 generally have profound multiple learning disabilities, as well as other complex health needs such as respiratory, gastrointestinal and limited mobility. I have a daughter with CDKL5 and she's the reason why I set up the charity with others in 2012. I've been a member of the ePAG for EpiCARE since around 2017, and I was introduced to the ePAG by a fellow charity CEO from Matthew's Friends. It's been a really good time, I think, being involved with EpiCARE. I think as we've grown over the last 5 years, it's been really beneficial to be able to meet other organisations that are working in support of rare and complex epilepsies in Europe. I think that whilst it is, Europe is very large, it actually is a fairly small community that we live in terms of rare and complex epilepsies. I've enjoyed being part of ePAG. I think some of the initiatives that we have created, such as the patient journeys, which others have talked about, and the patient leaflets, have been invaluable. In terms of CDKL5 deficiency disorder, we have a patient leaflets which are on the website. Currently they've been translated into 4 or 5 different languages, which I think is really beneficial, particularly for the organisations and for the parents in some of the countries that have very few patients with CDKL5. I've been able to share with our community through the CDKL5 Alliance the leaflets, and some of those some of our fellow patient advocates have been able to translate them, and I think it's kind of brought us together in a way, because it's the leaflets are standardised, and it gives a shared meaning of what CDKL5 is and the challenges that it presents. Being involved with EpiCARE and getting to know some of the medical professionals that work within Europe has been really beneficial to me. As I've just said, it is a really small community, but being able to establish those links in other countries has been one way for enabling the work that I do through EpiCARE, but also the work I do through the CDKL5 Alliance and through CDKL5 UK. It's really helped to enhance those relationships. Within the UK, I've had a long-standing relationship with some of the people that have worked or work within EpiCARE, such as Professor Helen Cross, and just being involved within meetings and hearing about the initiatives and ensuring that the patient voice is heard, strengthens those relationships. And I think it makes patient advocates such as me, it really helps us to be able to let our community know that, whilst we are still a relatively new condition and relatively rare, that there are lots of people that are working behind the scenes on trying to raise the profile and raise the voice of the patient, but also helping to put clinical trials in place for those rare and complex epilepsies. In terms of clinical trials, CDKL5 has had a number of clinical trials with epilepsy medications, and there's one particular drug whereby lots of the doctors, clinicians in Europe that have been involved within EpiCARE have come together with patient advocates in Europe for CDKL5 in a working group, and I think that has really enhanced how we've worked together and we've collaborated. And what's really interesting is that through that working group, which has clinicians and patients within it, is that we have been able to be part of a publication that is due to be released. And I think that just shows to our community, our patients and our families, that actually we are united. Whilst, you know, the UK is no longer part of the European Union, you know, we firmly believe and continue to work in a collaborative way within Europe.